Hi there. I had to do this video twice because the first time I did it, I ran over time and it wouldn't have fit onto YouTube, and that would have made all of you sad, I'm sure. All of my, like, 1 subscribers. Hello, Spyra. Thanks for adding me. Okay, so no surrender. I'm going to be a little faster with this time so that I can get it all into one video. Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me, because London Brawling had a personal issue and could not be there. These guys were amazing. These guys, it could have been the main event of the night. Generation Me, as a last-minute substitution, were like a young Hardy Boys to the Motor City Machine Guns. There was a lot of high-flying stuff, which if you watch my last video, you know I'm really much a fan of. Highlight of the match for me, not the most impactful part, but a real big highlight for me was one of the Buck brothers in Generation Me actually somersaulted out of the way of a clothesline, which doesn't sound like much, but go get the replay. It actually was really cool. After the match, the Generation Me, who were didn't really have a personality before this match. They got really pissed off that they lost. I don't think it should surprise anybody. The Guns just got the belts, and everybody's happy that they have them, so they're not going to lose them anytime soon. But they, beat the crap out of the Guns after the match and gave Shelley a really sick DDT on the outside that kind of looked like it messed him up and might have even been a real bump. But Motor City Machine Guns are awesome as the champions. I like seeing them like that. Generation Me definitely showed something, and I definitely hope they go farther with this rivalry with the Guns, and hopefully they will hold the title eventually. Douglas Williams versus Sabu. I don't know why they did this other than to promote the whole Fortune versus EV2 thing. Sabu, was basically playing with a chair the whole match. Douglas Williams is a technical wrestler who does not bring anything to the table that fans of the X Division want to see. He's like the anti-X Division champion, and not so much what you want to see if you're an X Division fan. Wasn't really a great use of pay-per-view time. Could have done without it. Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne. Don't usually like the Barbie doll type wrestling girls, but I'm not going to lie to you either. One of my guilty pleasures is watching the beautiful people and all their crap, because we all know people like them that are ditzy and airheaded and snobby and bitchy and spend more time checking their Facebook than wondering what's actually going on in the world. Anybody who's watching this that actually knows me knows exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm not bringing my drama here. It's not going to happen. Velvet Sky beat Madison Rayne, which was good, with a really dirty DDT that was quite satisfying. Abyss and Rhino, this was your typical, anybody who likes the old school hardcore, let's have two huge guys go at it like Mack trucks. They did. They hit each other with everything that they could find. They fought under the staging of the announce booth, which was kind of interesting because you didn't see them for 2 minutes, so you had to imagine what they were doing to each other. Taz, as the announcer, kind of tried to oversell it when Rhino started taking apart the guardrail at the side of the ring. It's so very obviously a guardrail that comes in sections, and he tried to say, oh, he's ripping it apart, and da-da-da-da-da, like he's Godzilla, when really he just unhooked a section of the guardrail. Other than that, like I say, Mack truck, tank, boom. If that's what you want, that's what you got. Jeff Jarrett and Samoa Joe versus Kevin Nash and Sting. This is, as I would say, the I don't give a crap match of the night. Everybody knows, no matter what company you're watching, no matter what pay-per-view you're watching, there's at least one I don't give a crap match of the night. This was it. This is the old guys trying to still get their TV time, and unfortunately this time they brought down Samoa Joe with them, which is really bloody pathetic, because Samoa Joe, as we all know, can do a lot better things, and realistically, when you're there with Sting and Nash, you're there to see Sting and Nash and not really give a crap who they're fighting, so they could have tossed another jobber on there and it would have been just as good. Dreamer and AJ Styles, this was a dumb match. Dreamer is kind of done, even though I respect him a lot. AJ Styles should not be in a chairs and trash cans type match. He should be doing more X Division stuff, or more, I don't know, real wrestling stuff, and not being hit in the head with a chair. The end of this match, equally retarded. I mean, there is a difference between a gory match and things that are just silly. And for AJ Styles to win the match by poking a hardcore legend in the eye with a fork was just silly. Somebody please try to argue me on that fact. I'd love to see you try. Tommy Dreamer got himself new tights too. Congratulations to him, except that they look like something from the Beth Phoenix collection, and that's all I'm saying about that because it kind of disgusts me. Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle in the semifinal match for the TNA title. This was a ridiculous match, and when I say ridiculous, I mean it in the best way possible. I have a great amount of respect for both of these guys. Kurt Angle, for what he can do in the ring. Jeff Hardy, I've just loved since the minute he came onto the television screen. And this is the first time in a long time that I've seen a pay-per-view that more or less let these guys just go. Ironically, and I was trying to figure out as I was watching the match how I was going to say this to all of you guys, because I'm hoping there's more than just one of you, because if there's just one of you, then hi Spyra. Kurt Angle, when he was on the offensive, was treating Jeff Hardy like a rag doll, and Jeff Hardy, when he was on the offensive, was treating himself like a rag doll, which was quite an interesting dynamic for the match. And these guys were amazing for a solid 20 minutes. And when I say a solid 20 minutes, I lead myself to talk about how the ending of this match was crap. Do not have a time limit on a tournament match. That is retarded. So when we reached the end of the 20 minutes, Bischoff came out and said, no, we have to have a winner. 5 more minutes. So even after being in the ankle lock for like 2 minutes, Jeff Hardy got a little bit of a reprieve, and then they went at it again. They killed that next 5 minutes. And Bischoff came out and said, oh my god, we need a winner. 5 more minutes. And it's just like, why don't you just not have a time limit on the match, because you're retarded. And then we find out at the end that they want to have a no contest, because that's what it ended up being, was a no contest, because Kurt Angle was busted open and Jeff Hardy's leg was like laying beside him on the ring floor, which is kind of understandable, because in a 30-minute match, I think he spent about 10 minutes in some form of the ankle lock, which I've had friends do it to me. It's not a fun way to spend a Sunday night, as Taz would say. For any fan like me that was hanging on every minute of that match until the first sort of timeout, it was a sellout way to end the match. I don't care if they're trying to build suspense towards Bound for Glory or not. Anybody who spent that 25 minutes at the edge of their seat, like I did, I will fully admit, deserved to see an end to that match. I don't know. I really don't. I have a shitload of respect for both of those guys and what they did tonight, and my heart goes out to them for being in such an amazing match with such a shitty ending. Should have been the main event, but it wasn't. Next was the other semifinal match, which was Anderson and the Pope. Anderson and the Pope are stars because they're funny and entertaining. They're not stars for what they can do in the ring. They can do amazing things in the ring, but that's not why they are stars. They are stars because they are the Chris Rock and, I don't know, Chris Rock and Dane Cook, I guess, going at it in the ring. Decent match. Like I say, they're average performers in the ring as far as I'm concerned. I'd liked Anderson since he was Kennedy, but I don't want to see him with the belt, so I really didn't want to see him advance, and he did. Which is kind of unfair to say, because there was nobody else that was going to put on what I would call a decent match after seeing everything that Anderson and Kennedy, I'm talking about Anderson and the Pope. After seeing everything that Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle did in their match, nothing was going to be good after that. I've got a few other things to say. Big shout out to TNA in general. It was a good pay-per-view. It was I would say a great pay-per-view, actually. And that hurts me as a WWE fan, like heart and soul. WWE, with their new PG rating, is treating all their crowd and all their fans and all their universe like 5-year-olds with the PG rating, and it kind of drives me nuts, because I feel like they're talking down to me and to us and to anybody that's watching. So as much as it pains me to say as a WWE fan, I'm going to spend more time paying attention to TNA. That's where I'm going to get all my blood, all my guts, all my gore, all my honesty, all my profanity, and all my boobies. So the Beautiful People, and Abyss, and Rhino, and even guys like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy, and that are turning it up like crazy, like WWE didn't let them. A big, big amount of respect coming from me. I doubt they'll ever see this, but it's there. That being said, TNA is the home of great wrestling and shitty storylines. All their storylines are overlapping right now. Jarrett versus Sting and Nash, because somebody's going to take over TNA, and there's all kinds of games and control going on. And then there's Abyss and that's getting retarded because we thought it was EV2, and then we thought it was Fortune. Now we think it's somebody else, and Abyss is really just somebody that needs to go away and reinvent himself and not go around like a retarded wiener. EV2, I'm mixed on because I have a lot of respect for the ECW guys, but the ECW guys that are still around, like Rhino and the Dudleys and Steven Richards and all that, are around because they can still go. The other guys that came back to build up the numbers for EV2 some more, just go away and let the guys that are still wrestling wrestle. Like Mick Foley, I love the guy. I love everything that he's done in wrestling, but he's done. Sabu, I hate to say it, but he's done. Rhino can still go. He proved it tonight against Abyss. The Dudleys, wow, are untouchable. Tag team legends, and they can do whatever the hell they want. They are what Sting and Nash think they are. And again, I have a lot of respect for Sting and Nash, but their time is done. I really don't know what else to say. I'm Spaz. If you like what you hear, there's a subscription button up there. Don't be a stranger.